laid in my spirit. If you need a Bible, lift your hand. We got a couple over here. We'd gladly help you out. Mark chapter 2. I'm going to read a story and we're going to talk about this story. When you get Mark chapter 2, if you'll stand with me, I'm going to read. You read silently with me. And I want to talk about this story. Mark chapter 2, starting at verse 1 through 5. And again he entered into Capernaum, and after some days, it was noise that he was in the house. Straightway many were gathered together, so much that there was no room to receive them. No, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. They came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. When they could not come nigh, unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. When they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. I'd like to share for the next few moments from this subject, charity. Charity. Father, I thank you. And I pray, Lord, that you would help us in this pitiful state we're in. See the true need for which we've been called out of sin, that we might be a right, proper representation of the kingdom. We need it today. For we live in a time when it has been so misrepresented and so misunderstood the great purpose for which you've called us to identify with these body of believers. Father, if you don't help us to understand it, we won't get it. If you don't help us to see it, we'll never see it. So I ask you today, these next few moments, allow me, without any script, without anything other than the help of the Holy Spirit of God, open our eyes and help us. Help us before it's too late. That our lives might have purpose. We might be able to see ushered in our day those who will be willing to carry the weight of souls, to see them birthed into the kingdom. You do this for us. We'll be careful to give you praise, you glory, and you honor. Give us ears to hear, a heart to receive, and a mind to react. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. God bless you. Mark is the only one who talked about this. Mark is the only one who put this story in the canon of Scripture. I'm so glad it's there. It's been preached many a times, said in many different ways, so I'm not going to try to embellish upon that which we have normally heard. But it is interesting, for Capernaum is the place, and it's hot. The noise is out, Jesus is here. Wherever Jesus seems to go, they seem to bring a crowd, a group of witnesses who are ready to see Jesus. hope that's what you came here for. If you came because of me, it's a big waste of time. If you came because of First Lady and her singing, it's a waste of time. If you came for any other reason other than Jesus, something's wrong. You're not in the right place. This is a place where we need to make noise that He is in the house. Not noise, just making noise out of our mouth, but out of our life. This noise went out and everybody came together. It's amazing now today we got to have Jesus and somebody else to get a crowd. Can't just put Jesus up. But if you put a good name up there that everybody know and recognize, oh, they'll come flocking. A little church like this, you tell them the right name of a human, and oh, they'll pack this place out. But if you just put Jesus up on the marquee, they'll pass us right by to go catch a name. I pray that God deliver us from that mentality. But He's here in this house. Everybody's coming. And as they're coming, this noise goes out throughout the city that Jesus is here. Now you got to think about this. If this noise is going out, somebody's making noise about Jesus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm amazed at the amount of people that even might be members of this church, but yet don't say nothing about it to the people they work around, are around every day. But yet they love their church and love their pastor. Who's making noise about it?
Amen.
Who is making noise saying that God is doing a marvelous work in my life? And if you desire a work to take place in your life, I have a place you can go to where a man is not going to manipulate you, merchandise you, but he's just going to give you Jesus. They're making noise.
Yes, sir.
Somebody got to make noise, y'all.
Yes.
We can get in here and make all the noise amongst ourselves. That is so good and great and has its place. But a dying world out there need to know there's somebody you can bring somebody to. Because everybody is connected to somebody who needs Jesus. Everybody is. Every one of us in here knows somebody that needs Jesus. We're connected with somebody that knows somebody that's sick and they need Jesus. The Bible said this noise went abroad and somewhere came up with this mission-minded group. Hey, Jesus is here. And I love this story. Jesus is here. He's in this place and he's preaching. He's preaching the word. That's where I want to go. Folks, my days of fables are over. I need a word. My day of entertainment is over. I need a word. And that's where I want to go, somewhere where the word is. Now, a lot of y'all passed a lot of churches. You came here because you want to hear a word. You didn't come here to hear a word just so that you can get your head full of word. You got to do something with what you've heard.
Well.
One of the greatest things that we can do is be a witness verbally. It don't take a lot of effort for that. Tell somebody, make noise, let them know we had a great time in church. The lady was telling me last night, she said, your joy and your interaction, as I always seen you, and I never been in a church setting with me. She's known me through work. And she said, I see now why the joy is on you, and you always talking about the word and all of that. I said, yes, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I show it everywhere I go. I'll pull right upside you in the car, and you'll see me happy and rejoicing and glad to see you. And I'll tell somebody, make some noise. Make some noise. Tell somebody what's going on. If you value what's going on enough, tell it to somebody else. You ought to go and let somebody know the goodness of the Lord and what He's doing. As they're making this noise, it gets around Jesus is in the house. And we got 4 people. The Bible does not even give their name. They come bringing one sick of the palsy. They found somebody, well, they knew him, that was in great need and brought him to Jesus. Well, that's the best place to bring them. Bring them to Jesus. Well, the place can you take? No other help but in Jesus. So they brings him. This is a crowded place. They're bringing them to Jesus, though. A lot of people in there. Yeah, but I'm going to get him to Jesus. Now, if they were willing to pick him up and carry him from whatever distance, and we don't know what the distance is, but we know they had to carry him because he couldn't walk. He had palsy. They carried him that far to get to Jesus, only to find out we can't get in the door. When they get to the door and find out this crowd is bigger than what we thought. There are so many people here because of Jesus, and we cannot do a thing about it. Everybody's here trying to get to Jesus, and we can't even get in here. Now, I just wonder who that was a part of the crew that was willing to carry this man was willing to give up because they couldn't get in the door. And say, look, man, I don't know what we can do for you. Maybe we can take you back home because we can't get in there. And maybe it was him. I don't know who came up with the idea. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was his friends. The Bible said they couldn't get in the door. They couldn't get in because the roof, the place was just crowded. You want to go back home? I don't want to go back home if I'm sick. I don't want to go back home the way I came. That's not the reason why I let you pick me up and bring me here.
Yes.
If you carried me this far, now you got to be willing to go all the way.
Yes, sir. Yes,
if you told me about Jesus to help me get this far, be willing to help me all the way.
Yes, sir.
Don't just drop me off like a bad habit. And that's what the church is so good at doing. We're good at getting people to church and then act like we don't know them no more.
Well.
And sometimes you got to carry the same ones you helped birth. You got to carry them until they get big enough to carry themselves.
Yes, sir.
And you're not the judge to determine when they can carry themselves.
Come on, Bruce.
Our church is inundated with people that have birthed people into the kingdom, but we don't want to carry them.
Yes, sir.
Because it costs to carry them.
Uh-huh.
It costs. Yeah. And Jesus can't bear the cross alone. And you get out with a free card. No. There's a cross for everyone.
Yes, sir.
There's a cross. Somebody say it. For me. You got a cross to bear. You need to help carry that cross. Yeah. And be willing to bear the burden of that cross. Yeah. Ministry will never be successful unless you're willing to carry the burden. And yes, it will get heavy. It will weigh you down. It will get deep in your pockets. Somebody say amen. It'll cost you. But if you're willing to pay the price, you'll see somebody get saved. You'll see somebody get delivered. You'll see somebody get the very help that they need.
Yes, sir.
You carried me this far. Why you want to drop me off now? I fell in love with Jesus because of you. It's because of you I was willing to come see Jesus. You were the one told me come and maybe my situation can be changed. You were the one that told me there's noise that he's here. He's the one that opened blind eyes, turned water to wine. He's the one that made a way for us out of no way. There's noise that this man is here. And I brought you on the idea of let's go to him. I was content sitting here thinking I'm going to have to die like this and I'll never be able to get help. But blessed be the God, you told me come see a man that told me everything. You told me about a man that looked beyond everybody's faults and saw their need, and you brought me this far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't bring me this far and drop me at the door. Look at somebody and tell them, don't do that to me.
Don't do that to me.
Don't do that to me. Don't get me this far and leave me. Don't do that to me. Don't help me get in church and then act like you ain't even a part of church. Don't bring me this far and drop me off. Look at somebody and tell them, I need you to carry me.
I need you to carry me.
I know I'm heavy. I weigh a little 265, 268. You know, it's a little heavy weight, I know. But I need you to carry me till I can walk myself. I need you to tuck me. I know I look like a big baby, but I am spiritually. I need you to carry me. Help me to get in the Word. Help me to be able to be strong. Help me to be able to do what I need to do. I need you to carry me. And I don't care how heavy it is. Help me get to Jesus. Don't drop me and let me fall. Don't drop me. I might die. Don't drop me and leave me off. But help me get to Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Somebody said, we'll do it at the door. At the door, a decision was made. Do we take him home, or do we do something wild? Do we take him back home the way he is? He'll still be the way he is. We got to figure out a way to do something. This is not going to be church as usual. This is not going to be business like we used to know it. If it means he's going home different, then we got to be willing to get out of our comfort zone and do something different. It means I might have to buy lunch. I might have to take dinner. I might have to bring him into the comforts of my home. I might have to ride him in my car. I might have to be able to burn my gas. I might have to carry him a little bit more, but a little bit more is worth it if you can get to Jesus. A little bit more is worth it if you can get the deliverance you need. A little bit more is worth it if you can have somebody that will get in tune with God and be able to walk in their own destiny.
Come on, son.
A little bit more is worth it. A little bit more is worth it. You got to be willing to bear people. Somebody say a little bit more.
A little bit more.
We get tired of each other too quick. We get weary of each other too quick. And ministry is not ever supposed to be on the weight of the pastor. It's a group thing. Somebody say together.
Together.
Some of y'all need a revelation of that. Because I'm not Superman. And I admit it. That's why I help give up responsibilities as those who are willing to walk in it. But the scariest thing is if I give you responsibility, you don't want to walk in it. And time you get to the door because it's full, you don't want to go up on the roof. Now you're going to drop off on ministry. And now we're back where we started before because you don't want to bear it. You don't want to carry it all the way up to the roof and tear the roof off. But if it means you're going to get delivered, then let's get him up here. What was made at the door was a key decision that we're not going to take this man home like we got him here. We're not going to take him back. We came through too much to be like this. We suffered through too much to get like this. We carried him, I don't know how long, but for however long they carried him and he was heavy and they got him to the door. And when they got to the door, they found out we can't go through these regular means to get him to Jesus. We can't bring him through 12 steps. We can't bring him through Sunday school. It's too late now. We're in a hurry now. He's about to die. We need Jesus now. Let's get him up on the roof. A decision was made at the door that was worth being made. Taking him back home is not an option. Somebody say that's not an option. Being sick is not an option. Staying in sin is not an option. You got to come out from among them and be separate and touch not the unclean thing. And I'll be your God. Going back home is not an option. Somebody say it's not an option. Staying in sin is not an option. Why you keep saying stay in sin? The Bible says he had palsy because Jesus identified the man's real problem. But it was only after they got him in the presence of Jesus. It's not your house, but we coming in here. Look at somebody tell me we're coming in here. Yeah, we're coming in here. It's not your house, but it's God's house. If Jesus is in here, then we got to get in here. So we get him up on the roof. We get him up on the roof. Somebody said that's a good thing. We get him up on the roof, but it ain't your roof. It belongs to Bessie, who's down there making cakes for everybody while Jesus is preaching in her house. But you know if you get healed, you got enough strength, you can build her a house. You can fix her a roof. If you can get healed, you can buy her whatever it is she needs. But the problem is I got to get through this roof. And some of us have reached the ceiling. And we got to go through the roof, baby. You can't stop just right there. You got to go because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. If you stop right there, you're going to miss out on something. And that's the problem with people in church. We get to a certain place and then we stop. We stop doing. We stop being faithful. We stop in our commitment. We get more lazier than we ever been before. Used to be a time some of y'all were more dutiful than you ever been. And now you done stopped. It is worth going through the roof. I ain't going to be much longer. But let me say this. Can I say it? Yes. If it's worth it, and you know, getting this man to the door is not enough, we can't take him back home because his problem will never change. So we go up on the roof and we start tearing open the roof. While the praise service is going on, all of a sudden they see the sun cracking open and a head looking in there. Yeah, there he is right there. And they pull open the rest of the roof. And without even saying, you know, they don't even know if it's the prayer line or whatever, part of the service, they interrupt like Lady did Wednesday night. She just bust in, interrupt the Bible study, you know. They just interrupt Bible study and start lowering this man into Jesus. You know, it's good when God can interrupt your regular programs and do what he wants to do. You know, it's good when God can show up and show out and do something drastically different that causes us to think and wonder that it's not by power or by might, but by my spirit. And if the Spirit of the Lord decides to move in a way we're not used to, we'll move with the Spirit. That's all I need to know. It's the Spirit now. I don't want to move in nothing else, but as long as God is moving, it's okay. It might be a time we come in here and the Lord said, Nelson, you don't preach today. Somebody else do. It's okay, y'all. It ain't about me. It's all about him. So to have the service interrupted and this man lowered down is in proper order. Lower him down. Get him to Jesus by any means necessary. Because when he gets to Jesus, you know he's in the presence of something that can happen.
Come on. Yes, sir.
And sure enough,
Preach, sir. Preach.
he got him in front of Jesus. That's wonderful.
Yes.
They got him in front of Jesus.
Yeah.
And the Bible said all he needed to do was see. That's what the scripture said. All he needed to do was see their faith.
Yes.
That's all he needs to see their faith. And now we don't have enough faith to even bring nobody to church, let alone find somebody that needs to come to church. We've lost our sense of purpose for what church is all about. We need to find somebody. And if we can't get through the door, come on the roof, tear a hole and drop them down. Really what that means is they went through an unconventional method. It wasn't a church method to come. It was a radical, somebody said desperate.
Desperate.
Desperate measures bring desperate action. Because when your daughter is stepping out in front of a car, you don't say real pretty, get out the way. You say real desperately, move! There's a car coming. That's the effect it's supposed to bring. An alert. It just woke somebody up. They were sleeping while I was preaching. They just woke up when I said that. Really? I'm not boring today. Get on the roof. Bring them down. Get them to Jesus. By any means necessary. Buy them lunch if you have to. Invite them to your house after church for dinner. Bring them to Jesus. It's worth it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What you did made a mark on the heart of the whole family. I don't care what it cost. It was worth it, wasn't it? You made a mark on the whole family.
Yeah.
It was worth it. What you did caused somebody in the jail to turn to Jesus. It was worth it. Now let me tell you something. If you would do something that was worth it so good, why don't you keep carrying it all the way? Because you know from that beginning stage is easy. But now when you got to carry me, and we've been around each other a while, you got to put up with me and I got to put up with you, it costs on you. You get burdensome. And we do get tired of each other, don't we? We're human. Y'all, come on, we can talk.
Come on.
This is unscripted.
Come on.
We get tired of each other real quick.
Yep.
And we don't want to be bothered.
Come on.
What if God felt that way with you? Think about that. See, because before I can turn you down and say no about anything you ask me, I have to think that way. What if God tells me no? What if God don't want to do me a favor? What if God don't want to help me out? What if he treat me with the selfish, wicked heart I got that don't want to do nothing for nobody else and cause me to end up losing out on all I suffered for? We get tired too quick. We don't want to carry nobody. We don't want to do nothing. And we wonder why church can't grow. Because you ain't carrying nobody.
That's good, bro.
Thank you, brother. I can't give amens from the regulars.
Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Because it costs and it hurts to carry. And if I had to cry and complain and stop doing because of who I've been carrying and what I've been carrying to get heart to heart the way it's at, we wouldn't be here, y'all.
Amen.
And y'all know, y'all done seen me in some difficult, very tough times, standing up here stressed, financially stressed, mentally, spiritually, and all of that. And yet still carry you and carry the gospel and carry ministry. You know why? Because this is what I've been called to. I do it in my sleep. I do it without thinking. Why? I've been called to this. I can't stop. I don't care if I Because I believe God will get in that water pistol.
Oh, yes.
And when I shoot, it'll work.
Yes.
And it'll destroy him. Because that's how you take ministry to the next level. Somebody has to be willing to carry it. Heart to Heart didn't get like this because somebody dropped off. No, he had to carry it. What my family carried within me. I guess I'm getting it all out of me, I guess. I don't know.
Come on.
But they have to put up a lot with me for me to be me.
Yeah, come on.
Why? Because I carry the ministry so passionately. Am I serious about this or what?
You serious?
No, I'm telling you, my son can tell you. Because I carry this. It's all I think about. I can't do nothing else with this. I feel the weight of this on me. And at times I'm so thankful that God has given me co-laborers like you. Because let me tell you something. If I had to do everything that took place last night myself, it wouldn't have got done. The man didn't get up on that. I told you about the story of the turtle on the post. If you see a turtle on the post, he didn't get there by himself. Somebody had to help him. That man got up on the roof because somebody helped him. What if I drop him while going up there? It's all right, it's worth the risk. Let's get him up here. Let's get him up here. And when we get him up here, we'll tear the roof off. You need to tear the roof off so that stuff can get out.
Yes.
Got them demons, they need to get out. Tear the roof off so they can get out.
Yes, sir.
Sickness need to get out. Poverty need to get out. Financial desperation, they need to get out. Anxiety,
Yes,
it needs
sir.
to get out. Tear the roof off.
Yes,
Why
sir.
are you limiting yourself by a roof? Tear the roof off. The sky is the limit to what we can have, folks.
Yes.
I'm believing God that He's going to take us places we've never been, do things we've never done. We're going to be better at what we do, and we're going to preach better. We're going to sing better. The sky is the limit, not the roof.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Preach it, preach it.
Thank you, brother.
Right.
Jesus saw their faith. Let me tell you something. Nothing happened until Jesus saw
Yes.
what he would respond to, and that was faith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So while they were pulling the straw back, nothing happened. While they were toting him from his house, nothing was happening. While they stood at the door, nothing happened. Jesus couldn't see around the crowd. When they opened that roof and lowered him in, he saw it.
Yes, sir.
So all of that other effort go unseen. Think about it. All of that other effort they had, nobody saw it until the roof got open and he lowered him in. And when Jesus saw their faith, he knew exactly what that meant. They're bringing hope, a joyful expectation that this man can be healed. And they were willing to go to an extreme measure to get him to heal. Open the roof up, somebody else's house. Now I'm in construction and I've heard some weird stories.
Yeah.
I've heard of people who went to the wrong house and tore the roof off.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yes, sure.
People who didn't read the right address and they went with a permit to the wrong house and tore their roof off. Now you got to do 2 roofs. It's happened. There's a contractor out there, he knows. I know people that have done it. They didn't give the Mexicans the right address. I'm not down to Mexican, as I say. I'm just saying. They just show up and work. They're good workers.
Yeah.
All they know is the address and work, and they'll go there and boy, they'll move.
Yeah.
They ain't worried about a dumpster. They'll make one if they have to.
Yeah.
The dumpster could be right next to the right house, but they'll put that out again.
Come on.
I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Tear the roof off. Let's get them to Jesus. We're getting ready to close this year out. We're going into another year. And there are people that came here last night, folks, they need to be saved. We need to go after them and bring them to Jesus. Get them here by any means necessary. Maybe we got to cook dinner. It's okay. I don't mind cooking. I'll fry another turkey to get them here to Jesus. It's okay. Get some chicken and cook it. You make some peas. What you said? Some peas and rice. Yeah. Barbados, they know how to do that stuff. Yeah. Well, get them here.
Yes, sir.
And then give them Jesus. Then when we give them Jesus, when we give them Jesus, when we get our young people filled with Jesus,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
when we get our children to Jesus,
Yes, sir.
we have given them what will sustain them in what's coming up on a very evil society.
Yes, sir.
Give me that next slide, Toya. Watch this. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? That one I was going to preach, right or wrong. Which way you want to be? The right thing to do is to get them to Jesus. The wrong thing to do is to drop them off and stop and act like it's not your concern anymore. If it took what you did to help get them here, it's going to take your efforts to help keep them here.
Yes.
And you'd be surprised how people get discouraged in church because they find out and they see diminished love. They see a diminish in people's affection. And they get weary in well-doing while watching you. We're supposed to carry and bear one another. We are, y'all. If we see a brother in need and you don't help him, we're wrong. If I see Brother Albert and I go to his house and his cupboards are empty, I'm just saying his name. But if I go there and I see his cupboards are empty and I don't move with enough compassion to put something in his cupboard, I am wrong.
Yeah.
That's why Jesus condemned that rich man and said, in your lifetime, you fed sumptuously, you had, and you dared not look on the needs of nobody else. And this poor man sat at your gate. It was your opportunity to be blessing to him. It was your opportunity to open up your arms of love for him, and you refused to do it. You walked right by him like he was a piece of garbage and you wouldn't do nothing for him. We look at that and still the church is the same way. We can't do that, y'all. We cannot allow heart-to-heart ministries where I say we're touching hearts and changing lives.
Yeah.
Touching hearts, changing lives. How heart-touching was it to bring this man on the roof and lower him down? That's heart-touching. Somebody had to do that for me. Then they had to carry me. And boy, was I heavy. I was a piece of work. I had to be rebuked. I had to be encouraged. I had to be loved. There's times my spiritual diaper needed to be changed. Y'all know what I'm saying? Some of you had your spiritual diaper and it needed to be changed. Come on. Don't forget. I don't care how long it takes. Don't give up on people. I'll never give up on you, the Lord said. If he's loving enough not to give up on you, surely we can't give up on someone else. Would you carry me? Lord knows I will carry you.
Yes, sir.
As we carry each other, guess what? It makes the load not heavy on one person. Am I right about it, Tony? It makes the road, Sister Q, not heavy on one person. It levels it out. And if we all bear our fair share, ministry get done. It's not like, I heard the pastor say, the real ministry take place on Monday when you got a handful of people that's willing to roll up their sleeves and go to work. The crowd that show up on Sunday, it's just the crowd. As I close, I want to tell you this. You got a couple different type of people in the church. I said this before, I'm going to say it again when I close. You got disciples, those who study you to become a better them. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. That's a true disciple. John had disciples. John turned them over to Jesus. He said, I must decrease, he increase, right?
Yes, sir.
Paul said, you follow me as I follow Christ, because I'm pointing you in that direction. And then we have people who want to be disciples. They want to be a better them. How many of y'all want to be a better person? You feel that God is helping you to be a better person through your time in worship and intimacy with him and in the Word. That's what you do. Then you have people, they are sons and daughters. There are people you can count on and you're just going to know they're there. Some of y'all don't have to think about it. And then you got some just there. You got disciples, you got sons and daughters, and you got some that just coming for the noise. Just spectators. Just coming for the noise and the news. Then you got the multitude that just show up. You know what Jesus did with the multitude? He'd feed them and send them away. Read it. Check the multitude out. He had a crowd so big one time, he said, I'll tell you how you fix this. He started preaching. When he got to that drink my blood, eat my flesh, they got like, whoa, what kind of weird stuff this guy talking about? This ain't no fish sandwich talking here. He started talking about sacrificial living. Oh my Lord, they thinned out quick. And when Jesus turned around, he looked, there was only 12. The crowd had done got small. You know why? Nobody want to carry it. Go the full distance. I don't know about you, I want to go the full distance. I'm in for the long haul. I'm not just passing by for the emotion, the crowd. Jesus dismissed the crowd. But he turned to those disciples and he gave them grace and strength. As many as received them, to them he gave power to become sons of God. Who willing to carry somebody? The Bible said Jesus saw their faith and said unto the sick, son, your sins be forgiven. He didn't say be healed of your sickness. He rooted it to the root of the problem, sin. If you get the sin problem taken care of, everything else fall in place. Come on and stand. Maybe I'll preach right or wrong another day. I don't know. That was a good message there. Just looking forward to that. God knows we need to hear what I just shared in the heart of God. Father, I thank you. Thank you for you carrying me. At times I'm heavy. At times we're walking. We're walking. And in our quest to walk, you help correct our path. And we thank you that the steps of good men and women are ordered by the Lord. Continue to ordain our steps. Father, you lead us to those who we need to carry to Jesus. Lead us to those, Father, who need to get this sin problem cared for before they die in that condition. May we have compassion for the lost, that we might be willing to carry it. Help us in this hour. Help us in this day, that we might have genuine love and care. Father, I thank and I praise you, and I pray for everyone here. I pray for these precious sons and daughters. I pray that they would catch on. I wish somebody would catch on fire and burn in the Holy Ghost. Consume us, Lord. Consuming fire. Let it burn. Open the floodgates of heaven. Let it rain. Let it rain on us, Lord. We need it. We need the rain. We need the rain of your Spirit. We need the rain of your Holy Spirit to rain on us afresh and anew and empower us that we might walk upright before you. Maybe there's someone here that's sick. Lord, I pray your healing virtue. Touch now. Maybe there's someone here and maybe they're willing to admit the condition of their soul is not what it should be. I pray this will be the day that they will fully and completely surrender to you. Father, I pray for that one who don't even want to pray anymore, who don't even want to turn their face to you because they're so shamed and so guilty. Lord, I pray that you would let them know and remind them of the mercy of God. Thank you for your steadfast love. It is of your mercy we're not consumed. Great is your faithfulness to us. Bless us, Lord. Touch my brother Andrew Plum and his family. They're dealing with this loss. Lord, show us as a family how to respond and how to help and pray and minister to them. They're going through this dark hour. just at the time everybody is celebrating getting a gift, the gift of life has been snatched away. Lord, yet we know you're too perfect to make any mistake. I thank you she's no longer suffering in this mortal body. She's no longer in pain. She's no longer suffering like she did. So, Father, we take relief in knowing her pain in this life is ended. Now, Lord, I pray for this family. Strengthen them. Pray for her son. Pray for her family. Bless your people. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you. You may be seated. Thank you so much for letting me deviate from what I felt like the Lord wanted to speak that. I had this back wrong thing. I was trying to work it out.